You can't quit on a Friday. This was from my last job. Global financial firm with initials Ms. I was a contractor in the IT department there for over a year. Had a lot of complaints against them. Original manager forgot to file paperwork, costing me a free position. Overworked. Culture that tried to sell more work as being a sign of praise rather than pay you to do more work, etc. Well, it was time for me to move on. I'd scored a great state job. Better pay. Great benefits. Still work from home, and even then the office was even closer. All around they wouldn't be able to compete. They were aware of this for about 2 months, as they almost sank it by dragging their heels on some verifications like employment verification. I even flat out told my manager I'd be leaving at the end of the month. Finally had my official start date. Gave a bit over 2 weeks notice to quit on a Friday so I could start my first day on Monday. Here is where the stupidity begins. This place has a policy to run all software updates on Sunday, so every Monday is hell. Everything is broken due to poor QA. All hands on deck. If you call off, they are gonna fight you, etc. They like to bully people, and everyone who left had some attempt to get them to stay longer, and it has sadly worked. People don't get how little power they actually have. So my time came. Manager calls me up, goes on and on with BS. Tells me it's not proper etiquette to give only 2 weeks notice. Since when? That I should know it takes a minimum of 3 weeks to complete training, so I should know they can't replace me in time. You had 1 to 2 months already. And how can I do this to my coworkers in selfish and a bad person? So this doesn't get the reaction or response management wants. Now they bring out policy. They tell me it's against company policy to quit on a Friday. I know this is BS, but they don't really hand out policy books here. An hour is kinda, well, for contractors it's not a thing. Contractors are second-class workers with hardly any rights after all. Still, I'm leaving the company. How does this affect me? I tell them something to the effect that I'm the one quitting, I'm still going to leave on that Friday. Seriously not sure how this was going in their mind. They doubled down that I had to work that next Monday for them. I think hoping to get their foot in the door, ruin my next job, etc. Well, this isn't working for them now, is it? They are really fuming now, so they give their ultimatum. If I won't work that Monday, then I am to sign out and not clock back in until I have changed my mind. They are looking smug. They are effectively threatening to fire me early, making me lose out on money and stuff. They know we don't have PTO. Well, I also have no care at this point. My finances are fine. My new job I need a full suit for. I guess I earned myself an unpaid vacation. I log out. They keep looking smug, leave me with another. Remember, don't clock in until you've decided to be reasonable. The next day I don't log in. A few hours later I get a call screaming about how I'm late and I've caused so many problems. I cut them off saying I'm still not coming in Monday, so per our meeting I'm not to clock in. Silence. They ask if I'm serious. I ask if they were serious. Yesterday, they call me a pug-headed fool and tell me to just come in on Monday like they asked. Thought this was a demand? They then wait a moment and ask if I'm going to grow up and come back in. Well, I'm bored at this point and ask if they are going to pay my new rate on Monday. I get a confused no? And I tell them they have their answer. They call every day that last week, bouncing between apologies, insults, browbeating, etc., while still always standing on the "you need to come in on Monday." This was a whole week of them, sometimes multiple days, begging me to come in even part of the day to dig them out of holes. But then doubling down that, if you come in, that does mean you're coming back all the way through Monday. Right? Quote, I'd already dropped off their equipment already, since I didn't need any of it at this point. Even if I did finish my week, they even called on Monday to tell me I was fired for not showing up. I still think they thought I was joking or playing hardball for a promo or raise. It's the only reason I have for all that. Or they really thought I'd throw my new job for them. They had a big focus on company loyalty that a lot of people seem to buy into, so maybe they just assumed I'd be loyal. I did hear my old manager had to fill in for me as they couldn't get anyone to do my shift in my jobs. And that now months later my manager and several others quit as everything is buckling. They promised more than they could deliver and drove off experienced EMPs like me. TLDR job tries everything to keep me from quitting and leaving the company on a Friday. Gives an ultimatum. I call their bluff and get called all week to come back before being called and fired after my 2 weeks was up. You need to come in. Monday. No. My last day is Friday. You better be here. On Monday. No. I finish on Thursday. Please. Please. Please, we need you here on Monday. No. Wednesday is my final day. FCKU. Your ass better be here. On the dot. Monday. Nope. Today was my last day. It's against policy to quit on Friday. What the fuck do I care? What are you gonna do? Fire me? I'd be happy to quit on Saturday, if you'd like. Man, for stupid. Can't quit on Friday? So Wednesday or Thursday is better. You still have a clusterfuck on the next Monday if I quit Tuesday. Make me work Monday? What about the next Monday? Does me working this one make the next one better? Some people are freaking nutcases. I quit a job a few years ago. Gave them proper notice. The manglement tried to bluff me every which way to not go to work for the other company. Even threatened to sue me because of a non-compete clause in my contract? Contract? I never signed a contract when I started. Then they went on to tell me about the $3,000 I would lose in my profit sharing. Oh, I suppose I should work here another 5 years at the measly pay to save my profit sharing. Instead of going to work for another company that is paying me 2 times as the old job. Nah. Keep your profit sharing. The extra $20,000 a year the new company is paying me will cover it. They even went with the ethics route. Say it was unethical for me to go work for a competitor. Well, what about Mike that we just hired from a competitor? Last day on the job they told me that their attorney would be contacting me. I am still waiting for him to call me, and that has been 25 years. I told them right before I walked out the door that this was a big reason why I was quitting. So much manipulation and BS. They expect company loyalty from contract employees? They were in such denial that they had to make your leaving their decision, somehow LMAO. I can quit any day I want. Hell, I'll quit right fucking now. Watch. This is me packing up my shit while you berate me. I'm probably laughing at you while I sling up my backpack and saunter on out at 11:36 on a Wednesday and never come back. Quit means quit. Like right now. I can't stand by the book management. Your stupid fucking rules are probably why I chose to leave. 2 weeks is just a courtesy, not a requirement. Companies don't extend an employee the courtesy of telling them they will be fired in 2 weeks. Why should an employee extend the courtesy of telling an employer they are quitting in 2 weeks? Want to tell me that I have to come in and do something for you? I'll give you my standard response of, I don't have to do a goddamn thing except grow old and die. A pug-headed fool, lol. I think they are really cheap and desperate. Not enough trained people to do the work. Yet they won't pay their employees a living wage. They tell me it's against company policy to quit on a Friday. Well, sounds like you have a real problem then. Don't you? Quote. The fact you keep begging me to come in and I keep saying no proves you need me more than I need You. I'm looking for work. Layoffs. Now I know another firm to avoid. Thanks for the heads up. My last job had a very long notice period. Almost 6 months when I quit. End of the next quarter. I tried to discuss it with my boss. No planned customers past December. He made a big show about having to check with the second owner of the company. And after weeks, he offered me 2 days early, plus vacation time. I said nope, and went ahead and submitted my parental leave for the last 2 months and got out almost on my planned date. The next colleague was also leaving and they pulled the same stunt on him. He wanted to quit early, they denied. Then they had no work for him and offered him to let him go early. His new company said, offer is gone. We planned the resources to onboard him for in 3 months now, so they had to keep paying him 3 more months. He was allowed to go home after 2 weeks. I loved the second part. They tell me it's against company policy to quit on a Friday. Excuse me, sir, but did it never occur to you that the best thing about the fact that I'm quitting on Friday is that your bullshit company policy is no longer relevant to me? Quote. Good for you. It's sad how people fail to realize they have power when the company tries to beat them down. Not my story. But a good friend of mine was working a job that paid him $4,000 per month. Actually not even. Like $3,800. He got hired for a new job in the middle of January last month. For a huge raise to $10,500 per month. Tried to give his old company notice in mid-January for an end of January last day and they talked him into staying until yesterday. February 21st. That means he got no time off and forwent approximately $7,500 in exchange for $2,900 at his old job. And he needed the extra money. They browbeat him with loyalty and the other BS you mentioned until he caved. I am not a lawyer. But when an employer tells you not to clock back in, it seems to me that you have been fired. Grab 2 weeks of unemployment, and their unemployment insurance will pay you. This is exactly why they think they can get away with this nonsense. Other people let them. As soon as people start standing up for themselves, then quite a bit of the foolishness will go with it. Like I said in the other, not dissimilar MC story. Those people have not internalized that not everyone is utterly terrified of losing their job any more. Not everyone can be replaced the next day now. And the days of being able to treat people like shit while overworking them and stealing their wages are, at least for now, over. Don't worry, I'm sure that they'll get some legislation passed to fix this issue soon. The Strategic Long-Term Action on Volatile Employees Act will stop people like the op with their nonsense soon enough. While that won't fix all the problems, the Secondary Employment Reinforcement Bill will at least allow labor owners to take action against irresponsible entities who think that they can subvert the natural and proper order of society. I don't really understand their rationale here. 2 weeks isn't enough? Okay, how about the 2 months I gave? Like WTF, people.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.